Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to remove background, how to remove ghost pixels, and how to contract your image. So we're going to start off with removing the background of an image. So to zoom in and out like this, I'm holding the Alt key on the keyboard and scrolling with the mouse. So I'm going to remove all this white to remove the background from the image. So if you don't have it in your toolbox over here, you can go up to your search, click on search, and remove. And then once you start writing it in, there should be a background. Okay, so background eraser tool. So you can just search background eraser tool, and then this new tool will come up. You want to right click on it and click magic eraser tool. And now anywhere where there's white, you can click on it and it'll remove the background and leave the image. Now sometimes there's white gets left in between an image, and you want that to be transparent as well as the background here. So you want this to be sort of a transparent background as well. So you sort of can zoom into these little parts here and just take away the background. And once you find all those spots, oops, right there, and in between our legs, there, okay. So now we have all the background removed. Now we can save this and it'll have a removed background. But if we print this as a DTF, if we zoom in closer, we have some pixels here that are outside of the actual image. So what we want to do is actually take those pixels out so that the white doesn't show around the image when the DTF is printed. So this is how you remove a ghost pixel. So you're going to want to start off, make sure you're on your select tool, go over to your layer, so make sure you're on layers in your tab here, go to the layer of the actual image, and then hold Control on your keyboard, and then left click it. And then you'll see that it selects the pixels around the outside of the image. And what we want to do is we want to get that selected pixel, or the selected pixels here, we want to get that outline that's flashing, or that's like drawing out here, inside at least 1 or 2 pixels, so that it just picks up the actual image itself only, and it doesn't print white on the outside of the image. So what you do from this point here is you select, you make sure you're on the select tool, push Q. Once you push Q, go to image, adjustments, threshold. Now the less number here is the less pixels that it'll pick up to draw back on. And the most you can do is 255, I think it is. So I think with this one here, we'll probably only need about 200. So it'll draw back that line just a little bit to take out at least 1 line of pixel. And if it doesn't, you can increase this number. And if it takes out too much, then you can decrease this number. So then you click OK. Then you can click Q, and it will show the outline now has been drawn in. So now there's your ghost pixel on the outside, and that is what the printer will pick up and print white on, and that is what is causing, if it's not an alignment issue, It's a ghost pixel issue. So now to remove this ghost pixel here, you're going to hold Control and Shift and then press I to invert. So Control Shift I and then push the delete button. And then it deletes that ghost pixel. So now around your whole image, it takes out that ghost pixel that's around your whole image. And once that's done, you can just save it, save as. So save as. Go to the folder that you want to save it to. I'm just going to use downloads as an example. So rename it to whatever you want. So you want to save it as a TIFF or a PNG. Well, you can save it, yes, I would save it as a PNG or a TIFF. Either or is fine. And then you have your new artwork that has your ghost pixels out of it, and your background is removed if required. But if it's just an image, of course, that just needs your ghost pixels removed, then remove your ghost pixels accordingly. And now we'll move on to contracting your image as well. Okay, so to contract your image, and so you would only really use the contract if they're really, really light ghost pixels. Like, I mean, you could really barely see them. But so I wouldn't use this unless you can really, really, it's only like 1 or 2 pixels, and it's very, very, very light, where you can barely see it. But we took these ones out, but I'm going to show you how to contract a ghost pixel as well if it's very light. So the first thing you're going to want to do, of course, is select your image. So by holding Control and then left clicking your layer, we'll select your image. Then you're going to want to go up to Select, Modify, Contract. Now in here, it's going to, I'm going to zoom in a little bit to kind of show you what it does. So here's our outline here. That's our selected pixels, which is on the outside of our image. So we're going to go to Select, Modify, Contract, and now it's per pixel. So if I pick 1, it will contract back all the way around by 1 pixel. If I pick 2, it'll contract 2. So you can start off and put 2 or 3, but normally it's just 1 or 2, and it's got to be a lot lighter than this. You can barely see it, but when you hit select pixels, it's sort of selecting it where you can barely see it. Now I usually just remove the ghost pixels, but again, if it's a very light one, then you can just contract it by 1 or 2. So I'm going to just show you so you can see here where that line goes to get rid of it. So now I'll contract by 2, and now it draws it back 1 from here, 1 and 2. So now it's back to 1 and 2. So it's drawn back 2 pixels. So it contracts back. But it doesn't remove the ghost pixel. It just contracts back. So if you're printing and you see just a sliver of white and it's not your alignment, then you can get away with contracting by 1 or 2 pixels. But again, it's recommended to remove your ghost pixels altogether. But I'm also showing you how to contract as well in this video.